Hi, good morning. My name is Viv and this is your tarot reading. So the first card I have for you today is Eight of Swords in reverse. What does that mean? Next card we have is Five of Swords. Interesting. Okay, overall energy right now is the Knight of Wands in reverse. I'm going to keep that here. Clarifier card, Eight of Swords in reverse. The Emperor in reverse. Okay, clarifier card, Five of Swords. I'm not going to pick that. Clarifier card, Five of Swords. The Five of Swords is clarified by the Ace of Swords. You have so many swords, guys. Clarifier card, Knight of Wands. Stay with me. Stay with me. Oh, Knight of Wands is clarified by the Queen of Wands. Okay, let's see what that says. So let's begin. The first card we have is the Eight of Swords in reverse. Now, the Eight of Swords in reverse talks about how you've successfully been able to release yourself from mental constraints and limitations. You have been able to think outside your comfort zone and widen your perspective. You've removed all the things that were holding you back from thinking bigger, So that's really good. The card that clarifies it is the Emperor in reverse. This means that the Emperor is a 4 card. The Emperor also has to do with being a leader and Aries energy, but it's in reverse. So it's kind of like this new way of thinking is going to change your foundation and it's going to change how you are as a person. It's going to trigger you to heal masculine wounds, Emperor energy. It's going to trigger your identity, or it's going to push that energy of who am I? How do I define myself? How do I show up? How does that impact society? How do people look up to me? All of that has to do with the Emperor. So it's going to change the way you provide for yourself and protect yourself. You're going to change. You're going to transform because you've changed your way of thinking, and that's the first step to an awakening. That's why I have a lot of swords. Swords have to do with thoughts, communication, mentality, all of that. So who are you really? The next card is the Five of Swords, which goes in line with the with the Eight of Swords. Five of Swords talks about conflict, all right? In my mind, it felt like internal conflict that has now shown itself outwards. But whatever conflict it is, not that you're going to win it, all right? It's going to be something that you can overcome. It's not going to be a big deal. The conflict is arising because you're no longer limiting yourself. The conflict is arising because you've allowed yourself to think bigger and then therefore address certain things that may have been holding you back in the past. Do you get what I'm saying? So because of that, there's a conflict in your environment because of your internal change. It just has to be like that. You have shifted internally, so your external reality is going to shift with you, and that's going to involve a lot of confrontations and a lot of resolutions, okay? But the reason why there's this conflict is because of this Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is clarifying the Five of Swords to say that because you're entering a new beginning with your truth, because you're entering a new beginning in which you're going to be victorious for showing up as who you are, in which you're going to have clarity, in which you're going to speak clearly, communicate clearly, because you can think clearly now. So you're going to be addressing things. You're going to be resolving things that may have been in conflict before and where there must have been disharmony before. Do you get what I'm saying? So this is a new beginning for you in which you're going to be victorious in your truth, and that's why you're addressing conflict, and that's why you're having all these conversations that may be more confrontational than anything. Overall energy is the Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands in reverse is saying that you cannot avoid this. You have to go through the conflict. You have to wear your truth like an armor and just interact with whoever comes your way, or address whatever needs to be addressed. Knight of Wands said that because if you don't do that, you're not going to be moving forward. Knight of Wands is a movement card, it's a travel card, it's good news in terms of a work and social setting. But whatever good news in terms of work or social setting that is meant for you is not going to find you unless you're existing in your truth and speaking your truth and addressing the things that need to be addressed. So do that so that you can stop being stagnant. I like that the Queen of Wands clarified the Knight of Wands because I was like, this overall energy is a bit not so good. But the Queen of Wands clarifying the Knight of Wands is saying that once you've allowed yourself to remove that stagnancy, you're going to end up as the Queen of Wands, which is a very powerful card. A woman of power, feminine energy is not gender specific. Somebody that is sure of themselves, that is building their own empire, is focused on their business, is who they are, is bold, is sensual, is sassy, is fiery, is motivated, is driven, does things that people don't dare to do, is themselves. That's who you're going to become, and that's going to allow you to craft this new world. that you're creating. You're creating a new world, a world in which you are going to become the emperor. You're going to be able to have this strong sense of protection for yourself. You're going to be able to provide for yourself. You're going to have this strong sense of identity. You're going to be a strong leader. You're going to inspire other people. And it's because you changed your way of thinking. And it's because you decided to boldly exist in your truth. So do that and know peace. Thank you. My name is Viv, and this was your tarot reading.